Join me as I dive into the crazy scenario of what would happen if every volcano on Earth erupted at the same time. Imagine waking up one morning to a sky that is no longer blue, but an eerie, thick shade of gray. The sun is barely visible through the dense ash clouds that have begun to spread across the globe. The air is filled with a deep rumbling sound, a low vibration that rattles windows and shakes the ground. This is the beginning of the most catastrophic event in Earth's history, the simultaneous eruption of every volcano on the planet. To understand the sheer scale of destruction, let's first look at how many volcanoes exist worldwide. There are more than 1,500 active volcanoes on land, with an additional estimated tens of thousands located beneath the ocean. These underwater volcanoes, known as submarine volcanoes, make up the vast majority of Earth's volcanic activity. If all of them erupted at once, the first and most immediate effect would be a violent release of lava, ash, and toxic gases into the atmosphere. The force of these eruptions would send shockwaves across the planet, causing massive destruction before the full impact of the disaster is even realized. One of the biggest threats from a mass eruption would be the release of volcanic ash. This fine, glass-like substance is not just a visual nuisance, it is incredibly dangerous. Inhaling even small amounts can cause severe respiratory issues, and the sheer volume of ash released would make it nearly impossible to breathe in affected areas. Within minutes, airports would be forced to shut down, cars would become useless as engines clogged with ash, and buildings would begin to collapse under the weight of accumulating debris. This would leave entire cities in chaos, with millions of people trapped without access to transportation or emergency services. Beyond the immediate explosions and ash clouds, another catastrophic consequence would be the triggering of massive earthquakes. Volcanoes are closely tied to the movement of tectonic plates, and a simultaneous eruption would create intense seismic activity. Fault lines across the globe would be shaken to their core, leading to destructive earthquakes that could topple buildings, crack open roads, and even create giant fissures in the ground. Coastal regions would face an even greater threat as underwater, volcanic eruptions triggered enormous tsunamis. These towering walls of water would race toward shorelines at terrifying speeds, wiping out entire communities and leaving devastation in their wake. In addition to earthquakes and tsunamis, wildfires would break out across the globe as lava flows ignited forests and urban areas alike. The intense heat from the eruptions would cause temperatures to soar, making it nearly impossible to contain the spread of fires. This would add another layer of destruction as entire ecosystems burned and wildlife was forced to flee or perish in the flames. As terrifying as the immediate effects would be, the long-term consequences would be even worse. The sheer volume of gas and ash